Well, this is not the only country where these debates or the reality of people moving across borders without permission is unfolding. In Italy, something very similar is happening. Italian investigators recently stopped a human smuggling operation, one that brought Islamic extremists into Europe. They were posing as asylum seekers. So far, nobody seems to have accused the Italian police of racism. Why is that? Nigel Farage is a former leader of the UK Independence Party, UKIP, and he joins us tonight. Nigel, great to see you. So when you watch the debate over what's happening at our southern border here in the United States, does it remind you of things you've seen in Europe?
Oh, do you know, 4 years ago, when the Mediterranean crisis broke, I said in the European Parliament, we must not let our compassion imperil our civilization, because ISIS will use the Mediterranean route to get their operatives into Europe. Sure enough, last year we were warned by Interpol that up to 50 jihadis had come from Tunisia into Italy already, and today this gang, as you've announced, has been found, it's been busted, and they've been bringing jihadis in. I mean, what clearer lesson can there be of the great self-harm you can do to your nation, to your civilization, to the safety of your citizens, if you don't send out a message that people cannot just illegally come into your country? And I see what's going on today down in Texas, and I would say to Americans, just look at this news story. Look at ISIS, preying on the weakness of governments over borders, and that tells me that Trump is absolutely right with everything he's saying.
So what's so interesting is you all have been having these debates for a lot longer than we've had them in the United States. It was really only Trump that got this debate out in the open, to the extent it has been. It does seem like the consensus in Europe is changing. I read a story today about how even the left in Europe is starting to think maybe borders are important.
Yeah, I mean, we've reached a point where, amongst the general population, over 70% in most countries of people are saying, whoa, hang on, this is crazy. And Tucker, it's not just terrorism. If you look at what's happened in places like Sweden, what's happened in places like Germany, where huge numbers of people from a completely different culture have settled in those cities, there's all sorts of other sexual crime and problems that have come too. So overwhelmingly, European citizens are saying this madness has to stop, and we are seeing political change. Now, we're not seeing it from Mrs. Merkel. We're not seeing it from President Macron of France. But I think what you're going to see in May this year, in elections to the European Parliament, is a massive shift in terms of political direction. Controlling borders is becoming fashionable again in European politics. And can I say, not before time.
Yeah, that's for sure. But we can learn that lesson. I hope we will. Nigel Farage, thank you. As always, good to see you.